Hi everyone. I want to talk about grief and addiction. Happy things. Just heard the news about Orlando and devastated and sickness. So the grief that we feel, watching the news isn't going to help any situation. Applying that information to your living and how you are in the world, this is what learning this information is for acceptance. The grief is unfathomable that people are experiencing, and everyone in every day is experiencing some form of grief. You want to be authentic in your grief. Don't go away from your grief, go in your grief. When we have addictions, and that could range from drugs to worry to alcohol to people to complaining, whatever the addiction is, whatever that is for you, you want to recognize that what is present in your life right now is something that does not feel good, and then you try to bury yourself in that. And then the judgment comes of yourself. Now you're not being kind to yourself. Instead of sitting in your grief, in your addiction, and becoming friends with it, and recognizing, I've had this for too long. I no longer need this to move forward in my life. And now where I am in my life process, I'm going to forgive myself and heal this. Please do the work of self-knowing. When you're working on yourself and healing those broken habits, those bits of you that are not growing corn, you can't throw seeds in the sand and expect a good harvest. You have to play in that soil, dig deep, uproot the old belief systems, the fears, the guilt, the shame, the blame. Uproot all that negativity and start recognizing who you truly are by your own admission, by your own definition of who you are. Being evolved in your life does not excuse you from the BS of life. It just makes you more awake and more empathetic towards it. When you recognize the horror that goes on in the world, in your neighborhoods, on the block, with your friends, whatever you're going through, when you're wide awake and recognize it, you're feeling all that energy. And from that feeling, you want to release that deep into the earth. You want to let that go. So your forward movement is good. And that may mean we're weeding out a lot of things. Maybe people. It's okay. Your grief is where light is held for you to go in there and recognize it. It's not saying that you're not spiritual or evolved. It's saying that I have these feelings that are very sad, and I don't know how to release it myself, so please go get help. Go to church, read a book, meditate, get a counselor, do things that align with the path you're ready to take now. Addiction is a habit, just like depression. I'm sorry to say, I find that to be a habit. It's from unresolved past experiences that have not been healed in your body. So of course, when you keep filling in something with sadness and unresolved endings there, of course you're going to be very burdened with depression. It wouldn't be natural if you weren't. If you were a person who doesn't want to complain or tell your troubles or do the work of looking in your mirror, then of course your body is filled to the brim with negative energy, and that is very depressing. You can't walk with a 50-pound bag of tar on your back. It's going to weigh you down. So you want to do that painstaking work of going in and healing that soul energy, and you could do it. I've done it. I'm constantly, daily doing my work. I don't focus on grief and loss. I've had several thousands losses and lots of things to be grieved about. But I don't hang out there. I let it teach me something. I watch it. How do I feel? What's going down here? And I go in it And I do the work because I love myself to release it. So when other people's actions are affecting me, because we're human, when they're affecting me, what I do is sit there and not try to figure them out. Don't figure them out over there. You're not going to understand. They're kind of crazy. Figure yourself out and the feeling that it has for you in your body. And start writing down what you're ready to release. Some people are addicted to complaining. They have oodles of stories of how horrible everything is. They are not moving in the proper direction. They're going backwards. So of course they feel horrible because it's not a natural direction, the rear view mirror. The natural direction is to go forward. And if you can't go forward, then sit down and stay still. Stay where you are right now and go into all your feelings. You don't have to pretend you're happy and you have it all together. You have to get it all together, and then you don't have to pretend ever again. You're allowed to have every single feeling, but you have to own it and go through it, and then get to the truth where you recognize the God in yourself, and you recognize the God in everybody else. And then you recognize how powerful you are, that you created every situation in your life. You're taking full responsibility, and you're not punishing yourself anymore. You're nurturing yourself as a mother would an infant. And then you could raise yourself up to your wonderful true north direction. And then you could smile in your mirror at yourself and be proud that you've done the healing work, that painstaking work. The grief wants to be acknowledged. The addiction is lack of self-loving, lack of self-knowing. If you're going over the same old thing over and over, you're on that merry-go-round of that, you want to stop that. You want to get off that ride, center yourself from being dizzy, from spinning around, and get centered and get quiet and honor yourself enough. I just want to send prayers and love and light to Orlando, to everyone in the world, and may you all be kind and loving and nurturing, but first do that for yourself. I wish you a blessed day and consciousness. Bye now.